Okay, folks, how's it going out there? Rooster here in Tennessee, roostercb.com. This is a Ranger RCI99N4. This one's for Mr. Zach. We're just going to do a little video for him here. They come complimentary when you buy one of these radios. You get a free test video before the radio ships. Make sure the radio is good to go, doing the power output that we're kind of looking for. We'll double check some features and test it out here and make sure nothing's going crazy with it. So this was a prepaid radio. That's an option on the website now for a lot of people that hit me up and say, hey, let me know when this comes in. Let me know when that comes in. You can just prepay for it, and you're guaranteed to get it. It's guaranteed to ship within 10 to 14 business days, which works out, 2 to 3 weeks. So still a pretty quick turnaround there. Obviously, I do keep a lot of inventory still in stock, but some of the more popular stuff that sells out pretty quick, or again, people tell me to text them or call them when it comes in. I just can't keep up with all that. So the easiest way to make sure you get something is just to prepay for it or pre-order it. And that's what this gentleman did with this 99N4. So we're going to check this bad boy out and see how it does. First thing, I just want to make sure it receives. Obviously, we'll key up our radio here in the background, just dummy load to dummy load. And you can see it receives just fine. Check audio, check audio. Meter works good on it. We're just running a old Cobra coffin mic, so probably not going to sound the greatest, but...
Hello, audio, 1, 2, audio.
Actually doesn't sound too bad to the talkback. Who knows what it sounds like over the air, but...
Radio, audio.
There you go. There's your echo, talkback, all that good stuff working. Double checking here. Let's see. Let me set the camera down before we knock the radio off its prop. There we go. We'll turn all that stuff off and we'll get into the main portion. Everybody wants to see the power output. Obviously, you can kill the power, the amp section with this switch here. What I love about these 99N series radios. This is your fine adjustment over here. It does not have a coarse, which if everybody's on frequency on sideband, you really don't need anything but a fine. You should never really need a coarse unless you're talking to people that are way off frequency. Variable power over here, we'll kind of show the range of it. I've kind of got it preset right now. Looks like I've got it dead keying about 30 watts on the meter over there. Let's back our voltage off a little bit. I mean, 14.9 is not going to hurt it, but I'm going to do 14.5. We'll do 14.5 for this video. So, never fails. Look, it never fails when I do these videos. Somebody says something about the voltage being up high. A lot of vehicles are running 14.5, guys. A lot of people use these radios on their base, and most power supplies are running no less than 14.5 volts these days. So, I had a guy comment the other day that he was going on saying fake watts and this and that because I had the voltage turned up. I don't do it to show more power. It's just for the application it's going to be used for. You want to give the customer a pretty good representation of what they can expect, and most people are running 14.5 volts or so. So let's just give it an audio. I don't have it wide open, but we'll show you what it draws here on AM. Hello, audio. Again, that's with the RF power down. We could turn it up and it's going to draw more. Hello. See, just turning it up, halfway, it drew about 10 more amps or so. I'll show you the range of the RF power on AM, how high it will go. Don't run this thing wide open on AM. Just don't. It's not going to be a good idea. You probably don't want to run it wide open on sideband either, but definitely not AM. And it's like a 180 watt dead key, so that's going to be too high on AM. You don't ever want to run it that high. This is at 12 o'clock with the RF power. That's about 100. That's still probably a little high. Hello, 100 swinging over 200 average. This is going to be 9 o'clock with the RF power. Hello. That's probably about where I'd run it if you're running it by itself. Now, if you want to run it into an amp, you can obviously turn it all the way down. And yes, we are keyed up. Hello. You can see your average power falls off. That's normal when you turn it down that low. Then we go back to about 8 o'clock. Hello. Your average power picks back up. So it really just depends on what you're wanting to use it for. If you're wanting to use it to drive into another amp, obviously you'll have to back it down. But if you want to run it by itself, right there in that 9 o'clock range, go audio. That's where you're going to want to be on AM. And on sideband, just leave it there. There's no reason to just crank it on up just because you're going to sideband. I mean, you might turn it up a little bit and see a little bit more power, but most times it's best just to leave it wherever you set on AM. Leave it there for sideband. This is PEP audio 1 2 3 audio 1 2. This is getting with it. Audio check 1 2 3. We're looking at the bottom scale, so about 600 watts PEP on AM audio. It's freaking getting with it and going to town. I think these things in the past have only done 525, 550. I'd have to look. Let's leave that on. We're gonna check it on sideband. This is upper sideband. Again, I'm not touching the RF power right now. It's in the same spot. Hello. And it draws a lot of current on sideband. So hello, audio 1 2 3, audio 1 2 3, audio about 575. Upper sideband, lower sideband. Audio 1 2 3, audio 1 2 3, audio 1 2 3, audio. Same thing, about 575. Audio. You're like, well, heck, why is it drawing so much current on sideband when it's doing a little bit less PEP? Well, when I show you what it's doing average, you'll know. So looking at the bottom scale, this is average power on sideband. Something some people say does not exist. It's not even a real thing, but we're going to take a look at it anyway. Hello, there you go. There's your answer as to why it's drawing so much current. Because it's doing like 400 something watts average on sideband. Now we can turn the RF power all the way down. Hello, and there you go. Your average power on sideband comes down. Hello, your amount of current drawn on sideband comes down. So again, I mean, I'm beating that into the ground because people have been told things for so long that they have accepted it to be true. And somebody tells you that you cannot measure sideband output with an average power watt meter, they're full of crap. I don't care how many times people said that. I don't care who has said it or how long it's been said. There is a correlation between sideband output and the amount of current that something draws on sideband. So again, you guys saw it's actually doing a little bit less PEP on sideband, but it was drawing more power. Well, why is it doing that? It was drawing almost double the amount of current because it was doing almost double the amount of power on sideband. So just food for thought, guys. Keep it in mind. I'm not trying to argue with anybody or anything, but there's so much bad information out there. And like I said, people have been told stuff for so long that they just accept it to be true. Let's take this 1,000 watt out and put this 500 in. If it was up to me, all we would use is average power meters. It would make life a lot easier. That's all we would use, but people like CPEP, so that's the world we live in. I've got the amp section off. Let's see what it does PEP. We're looking at the middle scale now. 500 watt slug. Audio check 1 2 3. Audio check 1 2 3. Audio check 1 2 3. Audio. About 70 watts PEP or so there with the amp section turned off. So you can turn this into a 65, 70 watt radio or turn it into a 600 watt radio. So, all right, guys. Zach, I hope you like it, man. I know you messaged me checking in on me, making sure hadn't forgot about you. Hadn't forgot about you, buddy. Just been so busy trying to go down the list of stuff that people prepaid for and doing the order that they paid. I got a guy that's been waiting on a Longhorn to ship out for probably 5 days, so I got to get a video done on it too. Longhorn, got some Fat Boy amp videos coming up, lots of stuff, got some demos for some new radios coming in, just lots of stuff to cover, guys. Appreciate everybody's support, and appreciate everybody following the channel, and I appreciate everybody's business out there. RCI99N4. I love the 99N series radios. Just the best thing Ranger's put out in years. These and the Longhorn, A+ in my opinion. So Ranger RCI99N4. That's it, guys. Hope you like it. Let me know what you think. Rooster in Tennessee. Questions, comments, shoot me a text. 423-299-3535. Check out the website, roostercb.com.